Good morning. I have some green beans I need to be picking. I am behind. Uh, the kids and I all started school last week, um, a week and a day ago, and I'm in school for music education. So I have a year and a half left before my student teaching is done, and it's for choir, for teaching choir. It's been quite the journey. Uh, but I think I just wanted to talk a little bit about, I don't know, I guess a little bit about the music journey, but more about like finding my voice, like across the board. And a lot of that comes up when you're working on singing. So I think that's part of why I'm excited to teach choir and voice, because it's such a personal, vulnerable thing. And it's spiritual. It's like um, self expression is just delicate. You have to like be able to feel safe expressing, being seen, being heard, within the group in the choir, um, and you know, just out on your own in the spotlight when you're singing solos. And that I feel like is a journey for most people. Like there's the occasional person that just like loves being diva from day one and loves the spotlight, and that is not me. Um, so, but speaking of that, here, since I'm posting this on YouTube and saying I don't like the spotlight, and yet like I'm talking on YouTube, right? Um, Let me just talk a little bit, I guess, about why I'm doing this channel. There's a hidden cayenne. Yay, more cayenne. Um, well, first off, like it felt like the thing to do. Like I'm just going off of how I feel. And I think that part of it is that it is for my healing and my finding my voice more in different ways. Um, and sharing the things that I love. And I think in sharing the things that I love, like it helps me nurture those things more. Um, but then also like in normal life, you don't always find like all these like-minded people that are into all the same whatever hippy dippy. I mean, gardening isn't necessarily hippy dippy, but wanting to be closer to the earth, the beekeeping, I don't know, I love energy work and God and Christ and herbal healing. And I'm an herbalist. And I love making natural remedies. I want to grow more things to make them from my own yard. Anyway, it's just, um, I feel like the things that I love don't always get voiced or nurtured that much. And I want to find my tribe, I guess, or just like, I don't know, give other people permission to like nurture those things that bring them joy and be like, you know what? Here, I never canned green beans before either. It was intimidating. And guess what? It's not that hard. I did it this year. Yay. You can too. Um, and like, hey, let's like make more of our own food and grow more of our own food and get food dyes out of our kids' diets for helping with the entire family most likely having ADD. And it's good anyway. Just, get rid of the food dyes. We're working on it. It's a process. Um, Maybe not every person in the house is on board, and so that makes it a little tricky. Um, we do our best, right? But also, like, I think maybe it's nice to sometimes hear like a regular person voice, like my kids. They eat cold cereal. They eat honey nut. They eat, like we're not over here with quite the perfection that you see other places. Um, And so let's normalize it, shall we? We can be in the middle. We can be working on stuff. These green beans, though, they've been producing like so much. And so I'm learning this year, like, okay, like I have these 2 rows in this bed of green beans. I've already canned, I don't know, 9 pints in 1 quart of green beans. And I don't know, I'll probably can that much more at least from these rows. So I need to record that so that I remember next year, like, okay, this is how many green beans I grew. This is how much food it gave us. And then I'll be able to also say, like, okay, it lasted our family this long through the year. And did we want to eat more green beans, but we weren't because we were trying to make them last, kind of thing, At the same time, I'm hoping to get my kids to like green beans more from canning them, because you know what? Homegrown canned green beans are just better. They're better. I used to have them growing up from my grandma when we would visit my grandma in Idaho. They always had the home canned green beans. So, it's reminiscent of childhood and family that has since gone to the other side. It's like, should I put this camera like in the middle of the garden? It doesn't matter. I don't know. So speaking of finding your voice, I feel like most people probably have had some kind of experience where their voice has felt shut down or not valued for whatever reason. I have a memory. I was in 6th grade, and I was definitely shy about singing, which is funny though, because when I lived, I must have been in 7th grade. I always think of where I lived because we moved a lot. So let's see. 5th grade, I sang a solo in the school talent show, and I told my mom she couldn't come because for some reason it was more scary for my mom to hear me sing than like all the strangers at the school. So I told her she couldn't come. She came, she hid, she made it so I couldn't see her. Sneaky. I don't remember how long before she told me that, but at some point she told me. I think it was probably years later. Anyway, so I don't know. So I still like had, oh no, oh, I moved the plant. So I still had like this drive to share my voice, I guess, even with the shyness. And like the confidence wasn't all there or anything, but like I love music, and I always loved music. My mom played the piano. And she has a really great ear for harmony. My dad sings, and my mom could sing. She doesn't have confidence in her singing, so that's the only reason she doesn't sing, but she does have a very great ear, and always did, for picking out harmony. And then my dad sings and plays guitar and had a music room that was fun times growing up. I think he plays piano, like he can get by on piano, but anyway, so I loved music, and I played the piano, and I sang. So moving down the row. I don't know how to do this. So in 7th grade, when did I move out of the house? Was I only 5th grade there? Maybe I was. Okay, I think maybe I was only 5th grade in that place where we lived. So 6th or 7th, I was singing in front of my friends. I'm gonna go here. Oh my gosh. I was singing in front of my friends at their house, and I turned around to face the wall. And to help with my nerves. And I don't remember what I sang. I sang some song, a whole song, And they clapped. They were my nice little audience. And it was like a, wait, I want to work on my nerves. I want to be brave kind of thing. So I was like, wait, guys, I want to do this. So that was nice. They were supportive. You know, positive experience. Then in coming months after that, at some point, I went with those same friends to Six Flags. We were in the Dallas area, Dallas-Fort Worth. And I was singing in the line to whatever song that came over the speakers, and I was just having fun. And I remember like a distinct feeling of feeling like free and open and more confident. Like starting to be more confident in my voice. And that feeling was distinct enough that I think I would still remember it even without the following thing that I stored as trauma. But my friend, you know, I'm singing in line, having a good time, feeling like I can like have fun and just not worry about it and just, you know, sing to this song that I like in public, you know. I'm sure I wasn't like wailing it loud. I'm not like, I'm still an introvert. Anyway, but she goes, we all know you can sing, Amber. And I was like, okay. And I stopped singing, and I felt like I could still cry about it. Like it was like shut down. Like it was rough. I was strongly going one direction, and I completely let that like tank where I was going. And I think since then, like I really had this program or belief like that I needed to hold myself back so that other people would feel comfortable. Because I don't want to make anybody feel bad, or I don't know, even though like I know now, right? I can't make someone feel bad. Like we make our own choices, and we have our own reactions and responses and triggers, and like it really wasn't about me. Like she, you know, she had her own things to work on, and I was triggering something with feeling confident and open and free when she wasn't in some way, probably for some reason. Anyway, so that was one experience I had of like my voice being shut down, or it feeling like maybe me starting to store the program of like, it's not safe to be heard or to share my voice, in that, you know, in a very literal way in that example. But so my other example of, you know, maybe what I have to say doesn't have that much value, and I'm not sure I stored it this way. I know I can tell you what I did. So I did the School of Natural Healing, Dr. Christopher's, and I finished the herbalist course. I started Master Herbalist and didn't finish. I was like 20. And I was super excited, very excited about everything I was learning. It's such a good course. Highly recommend. Can I make this stand up in this location? Alright, can I do this? Oh my gosh. Let's try a different location. Let's try it right there. Okay, so basically, basically, I had all of this herbal knowledge of healing with natural medicine and food, and your food being your medicine, and cleansing, and how that helps your body heal, and all of these things, all of this knowledge, all of these amazing stories of how it helped heal people. And then my grandpa had cancer. And I think it was, I mean, he had kidney issues too, and I can't remember anymore, you know, it was a long time ago, if it was, I'm sure my dad knows, kidney cancer. I don't feel like it was kidney cancer. If it was in the kidneys, it started somewhere else. Who knows? Anyway, I wanted to help his kidneys. And so I bought him Dr. Christopher's kidney something or other formula, and I wrote him up a sheet explaining what every herb in that formula does and how, you know, how it could help. And I, you know, obviously he's my grandpa. I loved him a lot. I really wanted him to take it for the fact that I fully believed it would help him. Obviously it's not, you know, I'm sure I just felt like it's going to help him feel better, prolong some things, support his kidneys. But then he wouldn't take it. And it was like, oh, we need to talk to our doctors to make sure things aren't going to like interact badly, which now makes sense because sometimes there are herbs that don't necessarily go with meds. The problem is that talking to a doctor about if an herbal medicine is safe, they don't know anything about herbs, and they're generally not super open-minded about it, and are not typically going to go research it out and actually give like a well-researched answer, you know? So it basically was like, okay, he's not going to take it, which is what happened. So I just had several experiences in that period of time. We got a full bowl of green beans and I haven't done the other row yet. And I'm gonna have to come back out in 3 or 4 days and get some more. There's a lot of almost there beans. But anyway, there were a lot of other times where I was excitedly sharing my knowledge, I'm sure unsolicited, about herbal medicine with my family. You know, they're my family, and it just overall felt like nobody cared, you know. So then I had to like be learning to bite my tongue and stuff. But I just remember kind of internalizing it like it was a shutdown. I felt like I had to shut down a part of myself instead of like maybe like a more mature, older, hello honeybee, kind of response that's like it's okay if not everybody's into all the same things, you're open to all the same things. You know, it's just like when you feel really strongly that something is going to help someone that you love and they don't want it, that's hard. And, you know, I was young and stuff. So basically these experiences are some of what started shutting down parts of myself from sharing things that I knew and loved that feel like me, or that are, you know, self-expression. I'm working on going back to my contacts. So basically this YouTube channel, part of it is about me healing and sharing my voice and knowing that my voice matters and that I have things of value to say and that the things that I love matter, and, you know, other people love these things, and maybe I can somehow support them in their journey or give them just some encouragement, or maybe a little bit of knowledge here and there on how to do something in these areas that I'm loving. But then sometimes I think I just want to talk about my thoughts and feelings and ideas about things, and maybe share things about chakras or energy healing or empowerment or natural healing things. I don't know, but like today I think I'm gonna go in and attempt making my own fresh vanilla. I literally went into the liquor store the other day. I don't know if I've ever walked in a liquor store and bought a thing of vodka. Now I have no idea. I wasn't going to spend more money. Like, we're not in that kind of position to get the organic one. So I don't know like how cleanly sourced or whatever. I don't know very much about vodka, but you know what? The bottle said Rigby, Idaho on it. And that's where my parents and all of my grandparents were born and raised. My parents are not buried. They're nowhere close. Don't even bring it up. In Rigby, Idaho, and aunts and uncles and great grandparents and great great grandparents, like roots in Rigby, Idaho. Oh, that honeybee almost went right in front of the camera. Anyway, so I was like, it's a sign. I'll get this one. So yeah, so I'm gonna use that to make vanilla, which I think is like super crazy easy. I just need to see like how many vanilla beans go in that amount of vodka, and then like it just sits in the dark for 6 months, and then you have like super wonderful quality vanilla. Man, you know what? Like, I'm not interesting. These honeybees are interesting. Where are you? Can I find you on the camera? Oh, whoa! Is that a fly? I hate it when flies. Like I'm like sitting here watching all the honeybees, and then a fly like lands on my head. It freaks me out. The honeybees don't land on me. Like, they might check me out and buzz me a little here and there. They don't usually buzz me, but they might kind of check me out and then fly away, but they don't just come land on me. Stinking flies. Anyway, all right. And that is all. I shall go pick the last row of green beans and make some vanilla. Adios.